Hey y'all, what's up? What is going on this Wednesday? Or is it Tuesday? Girl, I don't know what day it is. It's Tuesday. Let me double check to make sure. Girl, it's giving Tuesday. Girl, my days are so off. What's going on, everybody? Come on into the video. We are going to chat about a few things, as you guys can see on the screen here. Got to talk about Monique and her addressing why she refers to her husband as daddy. We got to talk about Angel Brinks, who recently celebrated a birthday. Excuse me. And shortly after that, her baby daddy, Rockstar, decided he was going to come to the front and I guess apologize because y'all know he went off on her like a few months ago. We got to talk about Erica Mena and this sit down interview that she had with Carlos King. And I only care about what she had to say about DJ Envy because right now DJ Envy is a big topic. Okay. We got to talk about Brian McKnight and the disrespect to the other Brian McKnight Jr. We got to get into Tyrese and the things he had to say to the baby mom, Samantha, ex-wife, because Samantha said she only left him because her friends told her to. We got to talk about Tyler Perry, him feeling like, it was disrespectful for BET to charge him the price that they were charging him for it. And what his new deal is that's not including BET and how some of the winos felt about it when me and Bondi discussed it over on, Tasha's live pre-show. Got to talk about Miss Angela Simmons and what's happening with her because they're saying Miss Girl owe a lot of money in rent, which is very interesting. And we also got to talk about this Jonathan Majors case that is continuing to go on, and it might be a little win for him at this time. Okay, so we definitely have to talk about that. So y'all go ahead, come on into the room, honey, and like up the video, support the channel. Not sure if YouTube sent out the notifications because you know how they do, girl. Hello. So definitely share the video. I would greatly appreciate that. Support the channel by liking up the video, all of that. You're welcome to follow me on social media. Variety of platforms is always going to be the same at JamiThatsMe. Okay. Yeah, before we get started, y'all, I just have to say, I'm hungry. And can y'all tell me what y'all eating on, please? Like, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking, and primarily my man be cooking. Thank you. Okay, thank you for cooking. But I don't even want him to get in the kitchen for real. Like, don't cook me. Like, what y'all, I mean, this is a quick meal. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all eating out tonight, where are y'all eating at? Okay. And I have this problem with me being pregnant. Like, I don't eat all my food, and I hate it so much, y'all. I be so upset. But I just cannot eat all my food. But I don't know. Maybe that could have been an issue before pregnancy. But I just can't eat all my food. Last night we went out for my homegirl birthday. Had a great time. I don't even know what I ordered, but I know I didn't finish it. Girl, I got a little side of mashed potatoes. Didn't finish that either, bitch. I don't know. Okay, that's probably why I ain't gaining as much weight. The baby, he growing. Okay, but I just can't seem to. I get like full so quick, so I can't. That's just how it is. But I'm trying to see what y'all eating on tonight, and where y'all. Oh, you eating on some tuna? Okay. Chipotle, I had that earlier. And because I don't finish my food, I split my bowl with him. I was like, okay, please get half of this because I know. And y'all know how Chipotle do. First of all, they overload it. But let me tell y'all, speaking of overload, this got me a little irritated. So I'm over there ordering all my food and stuff. And I tell the young man, I'm like, hey, can I get like some guac as well, some guacamole, whatever. And when I tell y'all he got these gloves on, so he gets this spoon and takes a huge scoop. And he look like he about the same age as my son. Baby, probably about 19, something like that. So he puts it all in there, but while he's putting it in there, you still have some of the guac that's on the side. So he's using the gloves to wipe the guac off. I guess put some of it back into the spot that he done took it out, scooped it out of, right? Putting it in the little container, the clear container, the plastic container they give you, whatever like that. And when I tell y'all, I had guac from the gloves all over the fucking package. And I'm thinking baby coming to the register to pick up a napkin to wipe it off. Girl, he came to the register to put that that overloaded ass guac cup in my bag. I said, oh no, baby. I said, oh no, sweetheart. I said, let me get some napkins for that. Yeah, we're going to need to wipe that off. Like, what the hell? What is wrong with you? First of all, why you took that big scoop? Okay, that's number one. Like, why did you take that big? You knew that you was put like you what? I'm like, he must be new here, girl. He look like he about your son age, girl. Like he just getting started, and it's okay. But somebody done told him wrong. And then the other dude, he already was seeing the cashier was seeing that he was doing it wrong, so he went ahead and got some napkins to go ahead and wipe it off. He was like, "Be careful because this here is definitely overloaded." Yeah, it is. And why the hell? And I'm like, I can see how you be at your house. I can see how you be at your house, young man, and how you don't put shit up properly at your own home. Hello? And how your mama may be having to cuss you the hell out when you be dipping in her damn refrigerator or dipping in whatever dinner she cook because you be taking too big of damn scoops. You know what I'm saying? And you got all this guac on your damn gloves. Like, I don't know, y'all. It ain't that deep, but it was deep for me in that moment. And maybe it was pregnancy, but I was like, bitch, no, he didn't. And then it didn't just have guac on there. The container had sour cream on there, too. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, you doing too much, little man. But anyway, girl, I felt the way about it, but we got it cleared up and got it wiped down before I left, honey. You went and got you a turkey burger. Where you get it from? Where you got a turkey? That kind of sound good right there. You had some wings from Wingstop. American Deli got some really good lemon pepper wings, haki. And you get them like, I think I get lemon pepper mild or lemon pepper medium, something like that. They so good. You trying to Uber or DoorDash something? Listen, I'm with you on that because bitch, I really don't feel like leaving the house high key. I really don't. Oh, pork chops. Okay, haven't had that in a while. I haven't had pork chops in years, actually. Wings, blue cheese, and cucumbers. Okay. It's giving a piece of healthy. It's giving a piece of with the cucumbers on the side. Shake Shack be expensive for that Lux burger. Okay? And they wrong for that. Vegetable soup. Ooh, that sounds so good. Do you have the toasted garlic bread with it? Because if I have vegetable soup, like I have to have some type of garlic bread with it. But that sounds so good, actually. And it's getting cold. Well, it ain't cold, but it's getting cooler. What? I'm using a slice of cheap pizza with truffle. Truffle oil on it. And the solid seed. What is that? Interesting. Truffle oil. I don't think I ever heard of that. You made ribs, fried chicken, sweet potatoes, baked macaroni and cheese, baked beans with ground. Girl, who the hell you cooking for? Can you send me a plate? But, girl, who all is at the house this weekend? Is it family in this week? Is the kids on vacation? Whataburger come in clutch because they be the only ones open. I feel like Steak and Shake be open, but they be slow as hell. And don't nobody got time for that Cheesecake Factory. Okay. Listen, I'm trying to have a snap back. Do you hear me? Snap it right on back and get right on into that gym because I sure had to cancel my gym membership because I was like, well, I'm not going to be. But it was pregnant ladies working out at the gym, though. But I just didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah. And I really needed my chiropractor. So I was like, I'm finna cancel y'all. Boom. And then let me go ahead and add this chiropractor on here because a bitch back is throwed out. Hello? So after I drop this load, after I had this baby, I am going to go back to my gym. They be saying bump the portion size. I make them drain my Pico. I ain't think about that now. I don't want no soggy ass bowl. Listen, I feel you, but he did a great job with like putting my brown rice on there, my black beans. Let me get my chicken. Let me get the tomatoes, whatever Pico, whatever he put. He did a great job with that. But when I said let me get the green salsa on the side, sour cream, Girl, that boy gave me enough for 5 bowls. And I said, okay, now you pushing it. Like, we didn't need, you trying to give me all the damn ingredients, baby. And clean them damn gloves. Go take them bitches off and put some more on. Putting that shit all over the place. Okay? But I felt a little way. But anyway, okay. We gonna see. Y'all know one place I love, and they really don't have it near me. I have to drive about 20 some minutes to get it. Gusto. I love Gusto. Like, when I tell you I love Gusto, they have these little bowls. They have already pre-made bowls, different types of bowls. They had one that's seasonal. I forgot which one I got more recently, but they got some good bowls. It's to me, I feel like for people that may not know what Gusto is, it's kind of, I guess you could say, a mixture of Kava and Chipotle, I guess. But it's really good. Like, and then they have these sweet potato chips. Like, I love it so much. So every time he asks me, like, what you want to eat? Like, what you trying to eat tonight? Gusto is always the first thing that pops in my head. But I don't feel like driving all the way over there to get it. So I'd be like, you know. But their food is so good. I love it. I don't know if y'all have a Gusto where y'all at. But, girl, it be so clutch. I swear to God. But, yeah. So I just wanted to see what the people had going on. See what y'all, okay, a baked turkey wing. Them turkey wings be so big, though. They be so big. Now, I feel like I'll eat my Gusto bowl, though. I'll eat majority of that. I'm not gonna cat. Now, that I'll eat. Oh, another place I like is a salad place called Chopped. That's a good one, too. But I would likely go to Gusto before I go to Chopped, for sure. And Kava good, too, though. It took me a minute to get into Kava, but Kava is actually good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to give it to them. But it's always Gusto for me for the most part. But anyway, y'all, so I just came to chit chat, you know what I'm saying? Have a quick chat about some stuff. I feel like I don't have a whole lot of opinions on things. And when I say that, this is what I'm really talking about. I have no words. You know, some people sent this to me. They wanted me to talk about it. And I'm like, baby, what you want me to talk about? Because right now, for me, all I have seen is a photo and audio from TikTok. So I was looking for like an actual Crime Stoppers like article or something to give us more details. But I mean, and for the people that don't know, this is Destiny Payton, former cast member of Love and Marriage Huntsville, that comes on the OWN network, produced by Carlos King. Okay, she was previously on the show, went through a divorce and things on the show, and eventually was released from the show because she did not want to open up about her life, but she wanted to continue to be around and get a check, and that's just not how things work. I believe she said that her ex-husband had her like restricted on the things that she could say, pretty much kind of like gagged her. I think like when they finalized their divorce, it was things that she agreed to not do, which was, you know, talk about details of their marriage. And I would have never signed that document at all. But for a person that don't want to share their life anyway, it's nothing for them to sign that because they ain't gonna want to be ridiculed, but you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. So I feel like if she would have allowed herself to be able to speak more about that relationship, you know, if it did paint him in a bad light, hate to say it, that would have been better and probably more profitable for you. But I don't know, you know, what you've done in your past, and I really hate that for you. I don't know what you've done in your past for karma to come and hit the way that it has. And I do believe in karma. I do believe she be spinning the block a few times or not. But she has been lighting you up for some time, you know, from the divorce. And you know, I can't remember how it happened, but I think it was like a 3-week time span. I don't know if it was like he told her he wanted a divorce and then he filed 3 weeks later or what it was. It was something. But whatever it was, she's, I think, been going through it for at least 2 years with the public embarrassment of this man no longer wanting to be with her just right after she had, you know, given birth to their child. Okay. I believe she was living in the home and he moved out or whatever. He was trying to give her time to get the hell out of the house. I think they even had to sell the home, which I think the home could be sold by now. Don't quote me because I ain't really been, you know, I've been trying not to follow a whole lot. of Love and Marriage Huntsville. What else happened with Destiny? I feel like custody of their child was up for grabs, up for conversation as well. And now they're saying that with this particular situation, she's being charged allegedly with forgery of her husband's signature for some particular bill or something like that. And I don't know how to fully take this. Like, yes, I'm seeing the Crime Stoppers. I'm seeing this supposedly on one of the local news networks of Huntsville. But I'm like, how old is this photo? I mean, she kind of looks younger on this photo. And I thought that, photos had to be like updated every like 5 years or whatever like that. So I'm like, is she within her 5-year range or however long? Like, how old is this ID picture? And maybe that's just the latest one that they had of her in the system. Who knows? I don't know, but it's supposedly supposed to be legit. But I just feel like, why we ain't got additional information if y'all trying to find these people on crime? Like, why is she not listed on like no Crime Stopper site or something like that? So I don't know. I don't know if this is true or not. So I just kind of would want like additional details just for me. But I mean, good luck to Miss Destiny, girl. I don't really got a whole lot to say. But somebody down there at the news station, I will say, don't like y'all. And if this is, girl, somebody at Crime Stoppers don't like y'all either. Okay. What I find to be so interesting is that they pull, if they don't like y'all, and they are providing this information to the news networks and whoever else they are providing it to, a piece of me feel like y'all wasting y'all time because y'all giving us this information on the people that's the most irrelevant to the show. To me. Destiny ain't even on the damn show no more. It probably would have made more sense when she was on the show, and probably would have made more sense for her to not have lost her damn job. But if this is new and this is recent, then girl, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? And then Kiki, and like, I mean, just because she got this piece of a storyline, like I still don't see the purpose of why Kiki on the show. But yeah, so that's what's going on. This is what's happening with this lady here. So we'll have to see. And then I'm just wondering, like, how real is this? Like, did he really give her? Because see, I don't know the ins and outs, and I also don't think that Destiny's is innocent, nor do I think her husband LeBerick is innocent either. We just never got to see that side of him because he's not on the show, and because we saw more of Destiny, it's easier to paint whatever picture we want to paint of her. But I'm wondering if he could have let that lady stay in that house, use his name, whatever, and then when they fell out, want to sit up there and say that she forged his signature or some shit. Like, I don't know. It could be a scheme that somebody came up with to come to us. But when y'all get more information, maybe we'll see what's what. But, I mean, right now, all we have is a floating image and no additional details, high key. But like I said, good luck. So that's just where I'm at with it, y'all, because, whew, I don't know. Somebody said that's crazy if it's true about this today. Listen, I mean, maybe she thought it was okay, because she was married to him at one point. But, I mean, I'm questioning, like, did he give her, because he allowed her to stay in the house, didn't he? Didn't he allow her to stay in the house even after he left her while she was figuring that stuff out? So maybe he also told her, go ahead, I'll take care of this, I'll take care of that, or whatever. So I don't know what he could have agreed to and could have possibly flipped the switch on her. And so who knows? I don't. But that's really it. Let's keep going, okay? Because there are other things that I would like to get into with the people, and I'm trying to see where I want to start because it's a lot of things we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about Tiny real quick. Let's go to Tiny, okay? Because they're saying that Tiny, T.I.'s wife, also member of Escape, one of Candy's close home girls. Tiny is asking her followers to raise $60,000 for a celebrity bodyguard who was sentenced to 1 year in jail in Dubai for protecting Trey Songz. Girl, now listen, y'all. Let me switch the camera over. Because before I even get into what Tiny's saying, y'all, forgive me, let's just, get comfortable, get cute. We have to look up why this man even has a year in jail. Let me look this up. Okay, boom. So we on a Daily Mail. And this looked like it was a day ago or something. So before I get into what she even trying to ask the fans to do, girl, I need to know what the hell. Hold on. I need to know what the hell this man did. So, okay. So the U.S. bodyguard working for Trey Songz is sentenced to a year in jail in Dubai after he stepped in to protect the R&B star from being attacked. Let me be quiet. A celebrity bodyguard has been sentenced to 1 year in Dubai jail after he stepped in to protect the singer. Cornell Whitfield was doing his job when he put himself in front of the singer, who had been confronted by a man as they left the luxury Five Palm Hotel. To calm down the aggressive hotel guest, who was swearing and waving his arms, he claims that he gently tapped the man's face. Now, motherfucking well, you did not gently tap no man's face. And don't ever let that fly out your mouth again, because you didn't do that. Now, I'm not saying that you should have been arrested. I'm just saying that you didn't gently tap the man's face. Now, the 40-year-old, who is rap star Lil' Kim's personal bodyguard and has provided close protection for a host of other stars, thought nothing more of the confrontation and flew back to the United States after the incident. So wait a minute. We got to get into this more, because my question is this, baby. Did you know about the charges that they put out on you when you was over there? Because I would have never went back. Or did they expedite your ass back over there? That's what I'm hoping they get into as we get into this article. Child, and now here it is right here. They're saying, but when he returned 2 months ago, he was arrested on an assault charge after being told the man he had struck had filed a criminal complaint. How would they have known that it was you? How did they do the investigation to find out that you were the person that indeed struck this man? Am I tripping? What? Girl, this is some messy shit here. Girl, Whitfield was told he had to pay his victim $60,000 to have the charges dropped. Girl, what kind of extortion they doing over there in Dubai? Girl, I got to pay the victim to get the charges dropped? Who said that? Who said that? Is that the law over there? Or did the victim hit you up and say, yeah, if you want these charges dropped, you're going to have to pay me 60 racks? Who said that? And wait a minute, Tiny. Because you coming to the front asking the people $60,000. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam, Toucan Sam. Absolutely not. Not the victim that sat up here and told this man, you're going to have to pay me 60 racks. And then you turn around and bring your bibbity bobbity boo headed ass to the people and then ask them to donate the 60 racks. You do it. You and T.I. go do that. Girl. No, Tiny. I didn't touch that man. I didn't gently tap him on his damn face. And it's no disrespect, so that means I'm not finna gently tap on my account and press send for not damn coin. Okay? I'm just letting you know, because now I see what the 60 racks is. And it's not even, this is crazy to me. That's just not how it really works in America. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they are allowed to do this? Let's keep going, child, because girl, this mouse is acting up. Let's keep going because this is not making sense. Am I tripping? This is not making sense. Where is Trey Songz coin at? He ain't got 10 racks. I know he being sued every month for the shit he has done in his past. But if he had a coin to fly over there to Abu Dhabi, then girl, he had a piece of a coin to go and get his bodyguard out. And then let me tell you what's sad. What's sad to me is how a lot of these bodyguards put their lives on the line for you artists. You artists who appear to make millions of dollars for your image and your talent. And then you have the audacity to come to the people on social media because you believe that they're a great person and an amazing family man, that people should buy into that idea and pay into a GoFundMe or whatever to get him out. That's crazy to me because it's like, again, this person puts their life on the line. I'm sure there have been bodyguards that's been unalived for trying to protect their client. So why can't y'all come up with some type of coinage? And then here's the gag too. I understand if y'all can't give like a full 60 or whatever, but between y'all and y'all celebrity buddies, at least if you had enough $5,000, whoever, because they said Lil Kim, Trey Songz, and a host of other people, and obviously you know him. Okay, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's at least 20 right there. Y'all can get a few more. I could see if you would have been like, oh, I really couldn't see, but I'm just, trying to help you out. I could see if y'all would have already put up some coinage and then turned around and came and asked people for a percentage. But what you're asking for is the overall cost of what the victim is saying that he needs to pay in order to get the charges dropped. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. While you over there dropping that link, it don't look like them charges gonna get dropped. I hate it. But let's keep going. All right. So when he was unable to raise the money, he was sentenced to a year in jail because he couldn't raise the money. Now, the father of 2 is currently on bail, but has not been allowed to leave the United Arab Emirates with his family in Miami, Florida. Okay. They're desperate for him to return home, and I'm sure that they are. The demand for money or face jail mirrors the recent nightmare suffered by American student Elizabeth, who was given a year-long jail sentence for allegedly assaulting a security guard at the country's international airport. The 21-year-old had her sentence commuted after pressure from the detained in Dubai group, who are also representing Whitfield in his attempt to leave the country. Okay, so sir, are you related to Sheree Whitfield? Because if you are, I know she got it. She by Sheree. Okay, I know she by Sheree got a piece of a coin. Okay, then she say the website sold out and it's just the website crashed and it was so amazing. I know she got a piece of a coin, honey, the way she be over there spending all that damn money. She spent about 60 racks on that baby's viewing party or whatever the hell she had for that child. Okay, that ceremony, she spent about 60 racks on that. She could have gave you a piece of coin to get her cousin out. But maybe they ain't related, child, because, you know how that go. But all in all, Tiny, I think you might have America fucked up. And then here's the list, y'all. Let's keep going because they're saying as well as Lil Kim, he has been the bodyguard for Trayvon Diggs and Debo Samuels that are in the NFL. So let's count 5, 10, 15. That's 15 if everybody give in 5. So there's 3 people right there. So that's 15,000. Okay. Whitfield was accompanying Trey Songz. So that's what's that? 20,000 right there. What else they had to say? I'm trying to see if there's any more people. He has also acted as bodyguard for Junior Combs. Okay, so where we at? That's 25,000. And also Quavo. That's 30,000. All right. What else they got going on there? Is there anybody else that he's worked with? We can add T.I. and Tiny. So that's 5, 10. So that's 40,000. Hello? So you probably should have came to the people and asked them for 20 racks. is what you probably should have did. And just ask them for 20 racks. And Trey Songz, honestly, baby, you should be giving 10K and not 5. Okay, because he was doing you a big one. And you've been very silent on the matter. And that's sad to me, because why you got Tiny coming down to the why do you have Tiny coming down to the social media posting this? Why you ain't posting when he was over there defending you? That should have made the blogs. Am I tripping? So I'm over here like, girl, I'm just wondering, okay? Because this not, girl, not you over here asking people that's struggling in the inflation, honey. Girl, people over here trying their best not to sit up there and scam the system like Miss British, because they ain't trying to end up down that road where they locked up for 4 years, and you over here asking people for 60K. No, ma'am. Okay, now let's get into it. She says, we are asking for your help. 60K is what we are trying to raise to bring Champ back to the States. This situation is unfortunate, and he does not deserve to be treated any kind of way for doing his job. He is a family man and loving father who deserves to be with his loved ones. To donate, the link is posted on my stories. Thank you. Okay, well then that's what we gonna do then. Let's see if it's still on your stories. Y'all give me a second. Let me go over here to Major Girl and see if she still got that link up so we can see exactly how it's performing. Whew, let me see. Let me go here. Okay, there go the link. Let's pull that up. Ow! Oh, wow. No, ma'am. Not the title being stuck in Dubai. Not y'all trying to raise 60,000 and only got 4,600. Where is your celebrity friends when you need them? Because yeah, the way y'all flash on social media, y'all got more money than us. We the ones that's broke. Go ask Ari the Don for some money, because she stayed talking about how people broke. He probably was her security guard too. Go ask her for a coin. I hate that he locked up for doing his job. I really do. Let me see. He has already paid more than $30,000 for housing and legal fees. Why is he paying housing fee? Oh, because I think they gave him bail and he has to live over there. And Dubai is expensive. The $60,000 will help Cornell with more legal fees and expenses that are occurring daily. No, BITCH, it won't. I'm sorry. Am I tripping? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me go, because I'm like, girl, y'all know I be having to get into some things. The Dubai police never advised Cornell of his rights or that he could have brought a complaint against this person. I have learned that the police in Dubai will file charges against the first complaint that comes across their desk. Well, you should have filed one for your got on their flight anyway, which is unfair because it will deny Americans the opportunity to defend themselves. It's always going to deny us because that's not our country. We're always going to be denied that opportunity to defend ourselves. Okay, girl, do you see what's happening over there with the Palestinians and the Israel? Okay? Somebody is being denied the right now to defend themselves. And we going to choose whatever side we choose, because that's just how he is. But anyway, it's not our country, so we always going to get the short end of the stick when we on somebody else's land. It seems like Cornell is being exploited over there. Is he? How? Bring the details. How is he being exploited? He has already paid more than $30,000 for housing and legal fees. The $60,000 will help Cornell with more legal fees. How is it going to help him with more legal fees when they said over here in this piece of an article, ma'am, okay, that the man told him, you can give me 60 racks. Whitfield was told he had to pay his victim $60,000 to have the charges dropped. Okay, so that's going to the victim. What is going to the legal fees and the expenses that's occurring every day? I'm confused. Am I tripping? It's me. Girl, what? We sincerely need your assistance. Donations in any amount will help him return home to little Champ and his family. We would be so grateful for any contribution, no matter how small, if you're unable at this time sharing with your friends. So, well, I'm sharing it now. Okay. But girl, what? Child, I sure hope they donated before they drop this link asking for people to donate. I hope y'all gave more than $4,600 and 4616, honey. It's a very sad day. The people hate that for you. Ooh, child, somebody said in the comments, girl, I'm trying to raise $60 for an oil change. Get somebody. I know that's right, bitch. And I gotta go put my car in the shop to get an oil change tomorrow. Hello, girl, I know that's right. I'm trying to raise $60 for an oil change. Somebody said so between her tip and trigger, they couldn't give $20,000 each. Girl, listen. How they portray themselves online versus how they really live or what's going on don't always match up. It does not always match up. What you mean, Kim? Why he there? Why you mean like why he's still there? Because they bailed him out, but I don't think that they're allowing him to leave. I don't think they're allowing him to leave. Like he's bailed out, but I don't think he can leave the country with whatever he got going on. So I don't know. Girl, that's what it's giving. They stay in Dubai, but they don't know nobody that got a little power that can help them out, child. That's what it's giving. But I just had to come to y'all and run that by y'all so y'all know what's going on out here. Okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to another story that has struck the nation, I suppose. Jonathan Majors, okay? They're saying the woman that accused him of strangling her is officially charged. Now y'all know they had been trying to charge her. First, they couldn't get it. Well, I think the DA couldn't get in touch with her, right? Because she went kind of silent, cold, wasn't really talking. Then it came out that his people had already given evidence to like the NYPD on their situation. And the DA was trying to step in between to prevent that from moving forward in the case because they trying to build up this case and pin this on this man and say that he assaulted her. I wasn't there to really know what the hell happened. But I do know how DAs can be. You know what I'm saying? Or prosecutors or whatever, whichever one's the which, okay? The ones that work for the state. I do know how they can be. Even if they don't have a lot of evidence, they will definitely push and try. And it makes me question, like, do y'all get bonuses or something? Like, what the hell? Like, if you don't have enough damning evidence, like, why would you do that? Why would you further push it to be that he was the aggressor when you knew this whole fucking time that she was the one that was the actual victim? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they really was trying to not allow this into the trial or into the case or whatever is because that's not a good look. They gonna end up having to make a deal or dismiss this case altogether because if they take it to trial or something and they see this evidence, like that's just not a good look. That's not a good look. But whoever Jonathan hired is doing their job because that's how they go. They doing their job, but let's get into it. They said, according to multiple reports, Grace Jabari was issued a summons to appear in New York to receive an assault charge. Okay, if you can recall, Jabari alleged that Majors hit her in the face, causing her to have a bruise behind her ear. She also alleged that he injured her finger and put his hands around her neck. Majors was arrested in March and charged with assault, attempted assault, harassment, and aggravated harassment. A strangulation charge was later dropped. Excuse me. First of all, child, I didn't even know the strangulation charge was even dropped. That's the thing for me. Interesting. So that's the main thing that she was alleging, but that's the thing that got dropped. Now listen, y'all. I wasn't there to know what that man did, but what I can say is that this is an interesting turn from how it was playing out originally, how all of this information originally came out. And I mean, when I started going through the articles and stuff, I started saying how things didn't make sense because when we first started, I even caught some of the discrepancies in TMZ reporting. And I'm like, that's weird because y'all said that he called the police. He was the one that was calling the police needing help, right? I don't know if the help was for him or for her. I think it was for her. But then when the police got there, they flipped it. But then the more we read the stories, it was like she called the police. I'm like, well, which one is it? And it's just so interesting when you see how media can twist and turn and make stories out to be what they want them to be. You know what I'm saying? This big, buff, black, successful man with this, And you know how the story goes, you know? So it's just interesting. They're saying Majors has always alleged that he was the victim because Jabari attacked him. I feel like her response would have been a natural response. I'm not saying she right. I'm not saying she right, y'all. I'm just saying it's a natural response if she looked at your phone, saw you texting another BIT, and that other BIT was Megan. Hello? So yeah, I wouldn't be so I'm not surprised if she probably cut the hell up. If you can recall, she went out to the club shortly after making the claims. From the beginning, we have said Jonathan Majors is innocent and provably the victim here, is what his attorney said. Mr. Majors met with the NYPD to present them with the evidence of what really happened that night. And here's the gag. What I truly believe, I believe that the NYPD has had this evidence since April. I think the incident may have happened late February, early March or something. But I believe that after, he got I think gave her key back, or either she gave him his key back, and they went their separate ways because they couldn't talk to each other. I believe that after that, they got all the discovery, all the evidence that they needed, which is why they was pushing to have the case resolved and dismissed by May, because they knew they had already given the NYPD everything that they needed back in April, which that's how it's clicking for me, how I'm thinking it makes sense. But who was standing in the way? The prosecution team was standing in the way because all they saw was this big celebrity, this black man, this little woman, this little white woman. And yeah, this is a major story. Da 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 da. So I don't know. I don't understand their full motivation behind it. But they definitely was trying to stand in the way of this young lady receiving these charges, though. I am aware of that. I am aware of that. And they finally got them charges on her ass, but she ain't even in the country. But girl, let me tell you something. You might not want to come through, because your ass going to be tied the hell up like Mr. Whitfield over there in Dubai. And they're going to be putting a GoFundMe up for your ass too, girl. But they said Miss Ma'am had fly. I think she went back to London or something. So good luck, okay? Because one thing about America that kills me when it comes to Hollywood, yeah, we have a lot of successful American actors, but they go outside of America and get a ton of talent from London. And then those people from London, hey, Idris Elba, how are you? They come over, or from the UK, whatever part of it, they come over with these American accents, and then we don't find out till years later that, oh, they're not even from here. Da, 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 da. I have my own little feelings about that, child. Because I be feeling like they be robbing some of these American actors of opportunities as they go out of the country to get these people. But then I also know that it's probably cheaper to get them, cheaper to keep her. So I'm just saying all of that to say that she's an actress from my understanding. So with her being an actress, America often goes over there to the UK to get people to come and do American work. So she likely may book some jobs and need to come back. So that's going to be interesting, because you're going to need to get this situation resolved before, I think it may halt your career a bit. So you might want to get that figured out, child. But that's on you. And it's just, I was reading some of the comments that had me tickled. It was more so on the Shade Room. Where people was like, ain't no damn way all y'all in the comments. Ain't no way all of y'all in the comments is Team Jonathan. Y'all was singing a whole different tune at the top of the year. Y'all owe that man a damn apology. Like, the comments had me so tickled. That's why I didn't want to really say what was what. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to like put that on him, because I didn't know. I didn't want to say you did this or she did that. I just wanted to see how it was going to play out. But I feel like it's still playing out, because I don't think charges have been dropped against him. So I don't think they saying he didn't do just anything at all. I don't know what that man did. But what we can say at this time is that she's looking bad, because now she's being charged. And that's something they've been trying to put on her for months. And the prosecutors kept stepping in the way of that. Girl, that is crazy. This was one of them. They say, out of all these comments, y'all telling me none of y'all was dragging him when it happened. Now everybody pro him after y'all advocated for his career to be over. Everybody owes this man an apology real fast. Child, but that's where we at. So I mean, he got this saving grace right now, so we'll see what's gonna happen, child. I tell y'all one thing. I believe they said that Marvel hasn't removed him from his role. So I think that's like the only good thing that he has. When you have a big backing like Marvel behind you, for me, I know a lot of people feel like Jonathan's career is over. Not necessarily. I do think that this is going to be something that's going to follow him. Like Will Smith, right? The slap that he gave Chris Rock. I think that's going to be something that's going to follow him, but I don't really think it's going to fully halt his career. I think he's going to be able to probably spin that in some sense, and likely working with Marvel on a lot of projects will do that. Again, opinion, assumption, not fact. It's just what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, good luck, to you, sir. We'll see how this going to play out for you and your relationship with Megan Good and stuff. I know I saw a lot of people saying, telling him that he shouldn't be with a white woman or something like that. Like, you need to stick with Megan or whatever the case is. Like, stick with Megan because these white ladies that had you tied up. I'm like, really, any of these ladies that had you tied the hell up, in all honesty, because I've witnessed black women too. So, I mean, I have to be honest. Show they dog ass, okay? When it comes to these men and be lying and shit. That's why for me, I can never always, I can never, and I don't care how nobody feels about that, I can never automatically choose a woman's side in situations. I like to see it from all different angles, because when I think about like personal life and watching different dynamics of family members and stuff like that, I see how ruthless as fuck women can be. So for me, my opinion comes from a different space where I'm likely not going to always just be like, women this, women that, women. No, I see how fucked up, like, girl, no. Anything is possible. Just as much as you want to automatically pin it on a man and say he wrong, he wrong, he wrong. I mean, she could be just as wrong. And I'd rather stand in the middle. I'd rather be in the gap like, girl, I don't know. This shit can go either way. But I'm not going to be on no high horse just going up and praising it, being like, he was automatically wrong. He should have never, and da-da-da-da-da. No. Now, if you have a history of that, maybe chances are very high that you did what she said that you did. But when it's a new situation like this, I'm not gonna say that man was wrong, because I don't fucking know what he did. And then y'all know I be liking to kind of try my best to read in between the lines with some stuff. Try my best. I may not always get it right, but I try my best to read into the lines and catch some of the fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? But those are just my thoughts on that. So. That's that. Let's see what else I want to talk about real quick. Let me see what we had on our list, because I want to make sure that I haven't. Okay. So I think okay. All right. So next, let's talk about Tyler Perry real quick. Okay. Because Tyler Perry says that he won't consider buying BET again because the entire bidding process was disrespectful for him. He says, don't try to get me to pay for something that's not worth anywhere near the value, is what he said. Okay. What are some of the other details? Tyler Perry reportedly refused to raise his offer to $2 billion. Fast forward to now, Tyler is finally speaking up on why he feels the entire process was disrespectful. He was on a panel in Atlanta, and Tyler says he felt like Paramount was attempting to make him pay more for BET than what it was worth. Though he didn't go into much detail, it's clear that he really wanted the asset, but wasn't willing to compromise his business morals to get it. And this is the correlation that Bondi and I was talking about on the pre-live show with Tasha K, that a lot of people did not catch or get. They felt like the two weren't the same, because remember, Tyler Perry did a sit down interview with Crystal, and he was talking about pretty much I feel compromise and worth and value when it comes to a man not making as much as a woman. And I feel like that's interesting. You're not willing to compromise your business morals, but you want women to sit up there and compromise. And the biggest thing for me is I be kind of getting tired. I have to be honest. When I get tired of the conversations when they try to align it to where in so many words, women should settle. And it's like, stop having conversations towards the women and start having conversations towards the men. You know what I'm saying? Like, things that women should be okay with, instead of like, y'all need to have conversations with, because like he said, he laughed and said a lot of women are like, I want this type of man, I want that type of man, I want this type of man. And he was like, huh? He laughing because he's like, he don't believe that they would get it. Got you. But they could, if you start having more conversations telling men about how they should rise to the occasion, because the women are outpacing them, whether it's education or it is finances. You know what I'm saying? So that was my problem. You want to talk about value, you want to talk about worth and everything, but here you are faced with the situation, and that you're not even willing to compromise on because of the worth and the value of it. So yeah, maybe if you would have changed your tune of conversation when it came to women and put that really on the men, maybe we would be okay. You know, but it was funny because what I loved was the comments under Tasha's Instagram post, because a lot of people didn't get it. And I just thought it was really funny for the most part, because I said, if Tasha said the exact same thing, the winos would go crazy about it. So I just thought that was very comical and wanted to reiterate exactly what we were trying to say again, all right, over here on this channel. But anywho, Tyler says, I was disappointed about it for a number of reasons. The way it happened was disrespectful in a lot of ways. Don't try to get me to pay for something that's not worth anywhere near the value. Well, okay, that's funny. Don't try to get somebody else to settle for something that's not anywhere near worth the value. He says, no, God bless them. He added of paramount, I'm still working with them. I wish them the best. Okay. Now, in addition, I think I mentioned this when I was on the live. I'm not sure if that was posted or not, but I was saying that Tyler honestly should create his own app. Instead of having TBS, he needs to create TPS. Okay, that needs to be a network owned by Tyler Perry. And if he had his own app, like back then, like I think I could have been like in college, maybe right out of high school, I can't remember, but like his plays that he would do would really be surfacing around everywhere. Like they started to make a name for themselves. And I'm like, if Tyler Perry really created his own app and put all of his old plays up until now and some of his TV shows that he has ownership of to put on this app, he would really, like, it's so many people invested in this man that they would buy that. And then get your own network like Oprah. I wouldn't even consider buying BET high key, because I feel like mainly his content drives BET, and I get it. I definitely understand, because like I said, your content drives BET, so you probably thought that you had a better chance of, like, you know, winning or whatever, winning the bid. But for what? Like, just go and create TPS. Any millions, it didn't even have to be billions. Any millions you were about to put into BET, go put it into TPS. And you know what's interesting? I feel like a lot of black networks, I mean, they don't want us to have none. I feel like UPN showed primarily black stuff at one point, and then I feel like UPN may have gotten bought by CW. Then you had the Oprah network, and now they're bought by Discovery. And this just happened last year, so ain't no telling what changes they're going to make to the network over time, because Oprah don't even own as much stake in it. They just using her name personally for vanity purposes, in my opinion. Now you got BET. They bought that years ago. And nothing really is nothing is really on there. Nothing is really on there. Y'all don't even put millions of dollars or anything, or billions or whatever, into the TV show. And into the award shows, like y'all do with the Grammys and Oscars and all that other shit that y'all do. And you got the audacity to ask this man to pay all that money. But are we surprised? Because they did the same thing to Bill Cosby when he was trying to buy, I believe, NBC or buy something like that. They kept raising the price on him. You know, but my thing is this: if you go and you create your own, Tyler, which is something I recommend, I ask that you not sell it. I ain't gonna say sell out, but that's kind of what I mean. Like, don't sell it to them. Keep it. I don't know how they apply pressure. I don't know if they make you feel away and you gotta, you know, like they apply pressure. making you feel uncomfortable to where you gotta sell it. I don't know if they offer you so much money and it just makes sense and you just, you know what I'm saying? I made this one, I can go make another one. I don't know, but that's where y'all be kind of like messing up, because then they take all of these networks under their wing, and then they just start canceling our shows left and right, left and right, left and right. Like, no, create your own stuff. And then honestly, I would have been created TPS and I would not have put shit on BET Plus. I would have did a partnership like All BLK, All Black. All Black has a partnership with WeTV. So a lot of the reality shows and stuff that you may see on there will be on the app. So I feel like that's something he should do. I think he's going to continue to keep his stake in the company, whatever ownership he may have. But I think that they kind of messed that relationship up with Tyler. And I would not be surprised if a few years from now, maybe 3, 4, 5, we see him sever ties and like just start doing his own thing, because this really showed him a lot. This it's crazy, because I feel like this is another example of how they put you in a position to make you think that you one of them or you coming up with them, and then they always figure out their way to sun your ass and let you know that you really ain't on that level like that. You really not on that, nah, boy. Okay, it's really giving boy. We had you thinking that you was man when we partnered with you and had you doing all this and that, but it's really giving boy. Sit down, boy. Okay, that's what it's giving, and I hate that for you. But what I am happy for when it comes to Tyler Perry, I have to give him this, is the deal that he made with Netflix, because Tyler Perry does good movies. I do not care. I really feel like he does good movies, especially when he partners with like a Lionsgate. Of course, Netflix. Y'all remember that movie that I had? I did a review on it last year, or no, I think it was earlier this year. The movie he partnered with Netflix to do, and I can't even think of the name of it, y'all. Dang, I forgot the name of that movie. Somebody drop it in the chat if y'all remember the name of the movie that we talked about that Tyler did on Netflix with the brothers. And it was like back in the day. Oh, I can't think of it. It was like a flashback type film. And it was like kind of like, I guess like right after slavery days. I guess you could say, was Journey in that? I don't think she was in that. I'm over here trying to look and see if I have it. I'm like, what was the name of that? Nope, not Fall from Grace, girl, not the way them wigs was saying. They had my girl Cicely up there. No, ma'am, it was something, man. The Perry man, the something man. Damn, what was the name? Jazzman Blues. Thank you. That's it. The Jazzman Blues. That's it. That right there on Netflix was so good. That was so good. So I'm going to give it to Tyler Perry on that. Thank you, it's Tony actually for that. He did good. So they're saying that he struck a new deal, a multi-year first look deal with Netflix that will see him write, direct, and produce features for the streamer. And see, y'all, if the price start going up, remember the conversation last week was like, oh, they're trying to charge people like $22 or something. Now they're trying to go up by a few dollars. These are the reasons why. Okay, because they trying to do all these partnerships or whatever, and people is asking for more money. Okay, hold on. Who in the kitchen? Can you bring me a water, please, out the fridge? Yeah, so news of the creative partnership comes following Perry's pact with Amazon Studios in November 2022 to write, direct, and produce 4 films, okay? Oh, Perry comes, thanks, appreciate it. Comes to it after working extensively with Netflix, including on the 4th. Okay, so 6 AAA and Mia Culpa. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna be here for it. I'm gonna check it out though. Yeah, a Jazzman Blues. That was really good. That was now a Fall from Grace. He could have did better. I'm not gonna lie, but a Jazzman Blues, yes. So I'm gonna get him that. I'm here for that. That baby said not worth it. I will cancel my membership, child. A few people gonna end up canceling it, fooling with Netflix. But listen, y'all, have y'all seen this movie? Have y'all seen this movie? Girl, y'all gotta see this movie. Okay? Let me close out of that. All right. Um, the burial is so good. Okay, this is a, if you have not seen this, y'all have got to see it. The burial with Jamie Foxx, Tommy Lee Jones, and Journey Smollett, and it's based on a true story. Please go and check this out. It's on Amazon Prime. If y'all have not watched this, this is a good one for sure. For sure. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I was over here this weekend trying to find something else to watch. Okay, when I was up there in my Airbnb, I'm over here like, girl, what else can I watch while I eat my food? Anything else on TV that's similar to The Burial? So y'all make sure y'all check that out by Jamie Foxx, because he did his big one on that. That was good. That was a good one. All right, so let's see what else we got on the list for us to chit chat about. We're gonna save Erica Mena. I think I'm gonna do that part for last. Yeah, let's go to Angela Simmons real quick. So they're saying that Angela Simmons is slammed with a rent lawsuit, and I'm just like, how is that the case? According to TMZ, they got court documents that Angela Simmons has been hit with a $48,704 default judgment by a judge over abandoning her bills. And I'm just like, now how the hell does that work? One, because Angela, I don't know that lady, but looking at Angela, I would think that she keep up with her stuff, but that's not enough to determine whether somebody actually paying their bills just by looking at them, or just because you think you know them on reality TV. But also, girl, you dating like a CEO of a company. He ain't have 48,000. Not you don't went and got this man a Tesla for his birthday. Hello. But the people saying that you owe 40-some thousand dollars, I don't know. Maybe she didn't know it. Maybe she didn't get the legal paperwork. Maybe they were sending the court date info to a different address or something. Because I know Angela Simmons that went and bought this man a Tesla for his birthday is not having to pay nobody for no rent. Now they're saying that she rented a flat in New Jersey back in October of 2019, but the homeowner didn't start complaining about her insufficient payments until late 2020. Now, Simmons eventually amassed more than $50,000 in late payments. When she failed to respond to the claims, a court judge slammed her with that default judgment for missing rent, repairs, etc. After the grand slam, Simmons surprisingly started taking promotions of her cake company up a couple notches. Representatives have not released any statements about the celebrity at this time. Now, how the hell do you go this long and not be paying no bill? Like, what was going on? And then let me tell you something. I can't pay rent. See, New Yorkers, y'all are built different than us, because I can't pay rent for no fucking location, and you also think that I'm gonna handle the repairs too. Absolutely not. That may make a ton of sense for people up north. Down south, you got me fucked up. Girl, if I call you and say something's wrong with this air conditioner, you better get your ass over here and fix it. Hello? You better you better run. And I mean immediately too. Okay? Cue Nene Leaks. Because ain't no way I'm finna pay you all this money in rent and you think that I gotta take care of repairs too. You have me toe up. Because I'm not finna do that. Girl, what? I'm not finna do this your property. Hello? And that shit probably was on its way out anyway, and you want me to fix it? No, you need to get in here and fix it. And shame on these states and counties that only care about the homeowners and don't give a damn about the renters, knowing that the renters are the ones that make the world go round anyway. Hello? So, girl, But, girl, you should have got that cleared up, because ain't no way you should have been out here buying Teslas and shit and whatever you wanted to get for a man, knowing you got a whole son. And I'm disappointed in that, Miss Angela. I feel like you gave away free money, because if you weren't there to like contest anything, of course the judge is about to give a default judgment. You ain't have no attorney, nobody to go in there and step in there on your behalf. You probably could have finessed it to where you only gave him a portion of this 48. Girl, that's a bit of a disappointment for me. So I can imagine. And I also, with this news dropping, y'all, I feel like growing up hip hop may be around the corner. I feel like it might be around the corner, and we probably gonna see how this right here plays out for Angela on television. So it might be a scheme that everybody came up with to come to us with the bush, because they know growing up hip hop is on its way back. Give me 1 second, because somebody dropped something in the chat that I want to verify. Let me see, and then I'll tell y'all what it is, because I'm like, did he say that? Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Somebody was trying to say that Love B. Scott was reporting that Megan and Jonathan Majors were married, but according to people back in September, that is not true. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. They is not married, okay? That's not true. Okay. Thank you, J Jersey Girl, for the super chat. I'm from Jersey and never heard of that. Got you. Okay. What you mean you never heard of having to pay for repairs? Is that what you mean? Thank you for the super chat. I hope that's what you mean. These folks be renting and not buying. Listen, and they making it even more difficult to buy. Hello? The way they increasing these prices, let me tell y'all something. I feel like cars in a minute are about to start costing the same price as fucking houses. Okay, I really do. I feel like there are cars, like brand new ones, that's likely over $1,000. Okay, like who's paying that? And then in order to get a lower payment, you probably gonna have to stretch out your payment plan. Like if you may do like 48 months, girl, it's probably gonna be 60 just to get a lower payment. Like you really doing something. But let's think about it. Like, girl, after 6 years, how many years is that? Ain't nobody gonna want that goddamn car. Let me see, 12. Girl, 5 years. Ain't nobody gonna want that goddamn car to be stretching out that payment that damn long. But I mean, it be like that. Only pay for repairs if it's your fault. I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Starting at 7% interest. You talking about the houses? Okay. Oh, you know what, Deidre? I did see that. Let me hop over here. I did see that, and that was alleged by the gossip of the city. Hold on, y'all, so y'all know what we talking about. Girl, this was messy. I said, why she put that out here? Do she still got it up? Here we go. Now, see, this is some messy stuff here. And this is what Gossip of the City is reporting. She says either Gotti and Angela broke up or she getting cheated on because he was with his nurse boo in Vegas last week at the Aria Hotel. And then posted his real love that was seen with him at the Aria Hotel in the Sky Suite. So I didn't go over there to Twitter to see who that person is, but I don't like that. I think that's messed. I mean, we already know who Gotti is, but at the same time, I just think that's embarrassing, man. Because one thing most of these men do, they be out here chasing these women, hopping in their DMs, chasing them for years, letting them know they interested, doing all this extra SHI, only to turn around and still play them once they get with them. And we hate to see it. Okay, but like anyway, y'all, let's go ahead. Some car loans are already 84 months. 84? God, girl, ain't nobody gonna want this damn car. Divided by 7 years. No, ma'am. Ain't nobody gonna want that. Ain't nobody. Let me move on, girl. Ain't nobody. That's crazy. That's crazy. They should be ashamed of themselves. But let me keep going, y'all. All right. So next up, let's talk about Monique. Monique, the comedian, because she decided to let people know. Nobody asked that I know of. I had went back to this very interview because she's interviewing with Bernie Mac's daughter, and she has her own podcast called Bernie Mac's Daughter Podcast. And I went back a few minutes before this, and nobody asked her about the term daddy. She just started talking and just willingly gave us why she called him daddy. Nobody asked for this, but we gonna check out what Monique had to say. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
And a lot of black women would say, why do you call him daddy? Because he's raising me. He's raising me. My father probably stopped giving me what I needed when I was around 13 years old. So now you got a woman that's 13, and now I'm 35, and now I got a bunch of money, what we consider to be a bunch of money. Let me just be real clear about that, okay? Now I got this money. Now I'm taking care of everybody. Who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna make me grow up? But when we were just best friends, and when we got together, this is what he said to me. He said, when we were best friends and you were married to other men, you were not my responsibility. You were my sister, but not my responsibility. As my wife, you are my responsibility. And a lot of black women would say, why do you call him daddy? Because he's raising me. He's
I don't like this so much. I just feel like when you do that, labeling this man as daddy. I mean, I get we play with daddy sometimes. We be like zaddy, whatever like that. I just feel like you giving him too much power to me. And though your explanation of it doesn't make sense. And I feel like also like as much as to her she tries to talk in this soft tone to I kind of feel manipulate just a little bit. It doesn't work. I just it just don't sound right. Like you have grown ass children and you calling your husband daddy. I would feel as a man like don't put that pressure on me because your dad didn't play the active role that he needed to play in your life. How dare you come into a relationship with me and expect me to fulfill his shoes? I'm not your daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as much as it may sound like, oh, she called me daddy, like you should actually feel disrespected in my personal. That's what I think. I think you should feel disrespect. Like, because what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense to me. And it's just because he's raising me. And my daddy wasn't there. He wasn't act. So who's going to grow me up? Life is going to grow you the fuck up. Experiences is going to grow you the fuck up. Like, I'm confused. Your children are going to grow you up. Like, what is he supposed to do? He's still probably trying to raise his damn self because of the trauma and things he may have experienced. And I feel like everybody has their own bit of trauma that they may have gone through, whether they had both parents, one parents, no parents, or whatever. So he got his own stuff that he's trying to deal with and continuing to raise himself as well as the boys that y'all got together or not, whoever they are to him. And you expect him. You are at least in your 50s. How much more growing do you need? I don't think he needs to play the role of an overseer of you. And I don't even understand why you would want that. But everybody wants different stuff out of their marriages and stuff. But I would never want that. I mean, we different. And maybe that's why I don't get that. Like, don't control me. You ain't my mother and daddy. Okay. That's the first thing you gonna understand. Like because I just feel like you giving him too much power. You giving him too much range. You know, mm, I I feel like with the dad situation, he may have received a lot of passes for not being in your life because you know how a lot of kids, even when your parents are not there actively, you still want them there, so you still give them grace. And I feel like with that, you will excuse certain behavior because you look to him as dad and will allow him to disrespect you in multiple ways. You will continue to give him grace for bullshit. I just, it didn't land for me the way that you tried to make it land, you know, and that just kills me softly.
but when that man,
Let me see.
when
Let
we
me
were
go
just
back.
best friends, and when he said, when we were best friends and you were married to other men, you were not my responsibility. You were my sister, but not my responsibility. As my
I have to pause right there because I'm like, of course you weren't his responsibility. You wasn't his woman. He's not saying anything profound here. You was my sister. Like, I mean, I didn't have to do you. Of course, she with somebody else. Duh. Where are we going?
My wife, you are my responsibility. And a lot of black women would say, why do you call him daddy? Because he's raising me.
What?
He's raising me.
And how long have y'all been together, and how much more raising do you need?
My father probably stopped giving me what I needed when I was around 13 years old. So now you got a woman that's 13, and now I'm 35, and now I got a bunch of money, what we consider to be a bunch of money. Let me just be real clear about that, okay? Now I got this money. Now I'm taking care of everybody. Who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna make me grow up? But when we were just best friends, and when we got together, this is what he said to me.
She's not saying it's not landing. It's definitely not landing for me, Monique. I don't care how low in tone you talk, it's never going to work. Okay. Shout out to the 600, almost 700 people we have in the chat. Definitely like up the video because we don't even have half of that number. We only have about 264 likes. So we could get to 300. That will be awesome. So definitely support the channel by liking the video. She's confirming that men don't give a fuck unless they consider you theirs. You are my responsibility. Ooh, child, girl, that don't make no damn sense. If you call him daddy, why not keep the daddy name behind closed doors? Are you trying to start a what was it? Are you trying to start a feud? Is that what it was? And then that's the thing, it kind of makes sense why every time she comes to talk to us, she positions him right next to her to have these conversations. And it makes me cringe so much because I'm like, he can be your support system. That's what your husband should be. But us as fans of you, or us coming to know who you are in this entertainment space, is us coming to know you. He can be off to the side behind the camera. He could be recording and you still could feel his presence. Why do you be feeling the need to have this man sitting right next to you, especially when you came to us a week or so ago and you talked about how you and Countess Vaughn weren't getting the residuals that you should be getting from Paramount for the Parkers or whatever. And I'm like, it would have, to me, make much more sense to have had you sitting alongside Countess Vaughn as you gave that conversation versus Sydney, who I don't know if he had anything to do with the deal that y'all got over there with the Parkers. So we didn't come. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Or we not coming to see you. So stop forcing it. Like, I can't. I was disappointed, but that's where we are with that, girl. Let's see. Let me tell y'all something else I was disappointed in. Brian Mac Raggedy Ass Night. Okay, Brian Mac Raggedy Ass Night. That's who we about to get into. And I used to love this line. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Girl, I'm not gonna give up back at one. It's just a few things by Brian I'm just not gonna let go. I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. So y'all just gonna have to be mad at me because bitch, I'm still gonna play it. Hello? I'm just telling y'all what I'm gonna do. All right. We still gonna get into that crazy love and all of that. Um, that's just how I am. So don't be asking me to let go of Brian because of how he be acting towards his family and stuff like that. Because I'm listening to the old Brian. I'm listening to the Brian that was okay having them black children when he had them. Hello? Now I'm not gonna be tuned in to the new Brian that no longer likes himself. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be tuned into that Brian. But let me see. I'm trying to see what else Brian McKnight be over here singing. What he said, 678, was it 568? What was the song? Because it's just certain songs that I'm just not finna give up when it comes to this man. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It's just some things I'm gonna continue to play. And it's okay because the songs is from the 90s. He probably ain't making that much of a coin off of them anyway. So it don't really matter. It don't really matter. Yeah, 6, 8, 12. One last cry before I leave it all behind. I gotta put you out of my mind this time. That's what he said to his children. As he decided to move forward, one last cry. He needed to put them out of his mind. Ain't that's what Brian said? Yeah. Let me see. He said, my shattered dreams and broken heart are mended on the shelf. Okay. These are things he said. One last cry before I leave it all behind. I got to put you out of my mind this time. Stop living a lie, is what he said. I guess I'm down to one last cry as he decided to change his last name because, yeah, we're going to get into that. Thank you so much, Jersey Girl, for the super chat. But he depends on Monique for a job. And that, girl, girl,
And
girl. But that's daddy, though. That's daddy, though. That's daddy. Whew. Girl, I had to go back on that one because you right about that. You ain't never lied when it came to that, period. Okay? I have to agree 1,000%. But anywho, let's go ahead and keep going. All right. So, thank you for the super chat. Brian McKnight. So he decided, y'all know he's been having this battle with his kids. His kids ain't been effing with them. He's kind of disowned his children and stuff. He recently, the wife that he's with now recently gave birth to their son, whose also name is Brian. His name is Brian. I'm not even going to mess up the baby's middle name, so I'm just going to say Brian McKnight Jr. Brian McKnight already has a son named Brian McKnight Jr. So what Brian does, which is the most ignorant thing possible, and what kills me is how he's high-key taunting his children, because why did you even need to come to social media to let us know that you've changed your whole last name to fit another kid's name? Like, why did you brought that to social media to make your other children aware? And this is toxic behavior as a dad, and I can't. He says, so proud to introduce my son, Brian Jr., to the world with the release of my new album, lovingly created for him. So you done created an album for this baby. He says, because I'm so proud to officially announce that I have legally changed my name to exactly match my legacies. So now he's Brian, whatever the middle name is, McKnight Sr., to match the new baby, therefore removing his other son as his legacy and making this baby his legacy. Therefore, to me, confirming that should this man pass on at any moment, those other kids ain't getting nothing. It's all going to go to this mixed baby right here. And I said, Brian, you must really hate yourself, baby. You must really hate yourself, and you must really hate the decisions that you made in your life. For you to come to the internet and treat your children the way that you do, and to be messy as hell the way that you are, and have the audacity to have the last hashtag on your thing say hashtag family first, but you don't put the other children in your family first. And I know these kids are adults, but they still your children at the end of the day. Somebody said any woman that condones her man disowning his children ain't worth a damn. Now listen, that's an assumption because we don't know. We don't know whether she be on his head or not. But we do know that she still went ahead and had that baby by this man, even after witnessing how he does do his children. And maybe she thought it wouldn't happen to her because, she don't look like them. But anyway, let's keep going. So Brian McKnight Jr. ended up having something to say. The first Brian McKnight Jr. Obviously, because the other one can't talk yet. But he says, somebody said to him, I feel so bad. And if I was at Brian McKnight Jr., I'd change my fucking name. What a corny old ass man shaking my fucking head. I'd be so upset too at all. I'll be so upset too at all be attached. Okay. So then the son says, I'm not ashamed of the name my ancestors had. I'll never change the name my own son now has. So we are witnessing an obscene level of self-hate. Come on, baby. That has reached mental illness status at this point. All we can do is pray for that man and my new little brother. He says, who we will all welcome with open arms one day once he realizes who his real family is. Legacy isn't in the name. It's in the character of the people. It will all be quite clear soon just who's on the right side of all of this, because there's no escaping what's coming. Well, listen, I love the response. And I love that this young man is not bothered. And the fact that he's like, I'm not finna change my damn name because my son got this name. So why would I sit up? I'm not finna do that. Whatever issue that man got, that's what that man over there. Okay. It'll be exposed soon at some point. But I'm not living my life for him because he clearly ain't living his for me. So go away from us with this. And I'm with the son on that. I said, come on, baby. That boy said legacy is not in the name, okay? That boy said it's in the character of the people. I know that's right. And Brian McKnight has been playing himself the hell out. And then why would you use this messy ass moment to promote your new album? But making it seem like it's in honor of your son. And the baby, like, I ain't even 1 year old yet, and you already got me in some mess. I just got here. How the hell I get into that shit? Child, these people are a mess. But that's what's going on with Brian McKnight. Okay, that is what's going on. Who else I want to talk about? Let's go ahead and get into Angel Brinks, okay? Earlier on, I believe earlier in the summer, y'all know Angel Brinks she was in a relationship with Rockstar, who's a producer. He was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood or whatever. And they were in a relationship. They also have a child together that I hate so much. But hey, I didn't choose that for them. She did, whatever. And obviously, I guess they broke up. He may have caught her cheating or something like that. So he decided to air out all her personal business. And I am going to run through everything that he said. Okay, just as a reminder, recap. And then we're going to talk about where he is today because now he is apologizing, it appears, okay, for his actions or more so like regretting some of the that he said. He says, my son's mom from Basketball Wives that y'all all know is heavily scandalous. Got caught cheating on me in our house in the movie theater with the NIGGA. You're 43 with 3 baby daddies. Been with me for 3.5 years. You ain't think it was time to give up being a hoe yet? Wow. I'm 8 years younger than you and you can't settle down, but I can. Like the way he drug her was just so like that was so messed up. He says lied to me, told me she was 33. Shaking my head. He says, yeah, 9 years ago you was 33, which I could have dealt with had I not been lied to. Also, nothing I found out about her I knew before. He says, before we was together, like a year in where it was too deep already. Crazy thing is she had YK Osiris in the same movie theater. She just had this NIGGA in. Swearing to God, you ain't do nothing with him. And YK said he effed. Okay. And he's 20 years younger than her. What the fuck? He swore on everybody, then still fucking Future on the low. Not her messing with Future. Is what he alleged. Had the nerve to bring back a Chanel to the house is ballistic. Then gave it to your sister. You sick. Then Cam Newton, threw Cam Newton name out there, claiming YBN Almighty stole 30K from you, but you gave it to him and told me to put the homies on him, calling people to get the NIGGA touched, and you gave it to him. Gave him the 30K. Ooh, great. If this wasn't some scandalous stuff that he was out here airing out and then trying to down this lady for being an older woman with 30 something, with 3 kids, as if that's going to stop dudes from talking to her. Then he goes on to say, then you got your own baby daddy's teammate, Anthony Davis, sending you DICK pics and showing me. Sir, what position was you in that she felt comfortable enough to do that? Who does that? Then congratulating him on his engagement and his baby, you effed up in the head. Then effing Ray J and Jackie Long and they best friends. Now, why is you putting all her tea out? Who effs best friends? Future? He said he don't give a damn if they're real sisters. I'm just telling you what he said. I took all of the FS that came with you, mainly because it was quarantine and the world was ending, but I loved you through all of it. Found out your real history in Vegas and how you really got the money for Angel Brinks fashion. Man, the tea so hot on you, and I still loved you through all of it. Nobody would have ever knew until you betrayed me. Your effed up son's father, or you effed your son's father, or something like that. He says that steps up for all the kids. I'm at every basketball game for AZ and taking care of Samani when she's sick, buying her buying her all kinds of stuff, and you backstabbed me. Bought you a G63 for your B-Day, paid your mortgage, gave you bread, bought you so many shoes, watches, purses, all of that for what? For you to cheat on me? I'm heartbroken because I was pure with my intentions, man. This is effing terrible. I wish nothing good for you, ever. You don't get to F over good people and go free. 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, still can't get it right. It's clearly not us. I hope one day you take some accountability. And I didn't like him coming for her son's dad, or at least he didn't really come for the dad, but I can't remember how it was. But basically, I didn't like what he said, because it's like, her first child's dad died by suicide. So why would you even try and insult her to say, oh, you got 3 kids by 3 baby daddies? Like, you don't know. She probably would have been able to have all 3 of them by him. You know what I'm saying? Because they were married. So it's like, I ain't like how he tried to SHI on her. Okay, so this was other stuff. He was saying he wanted DNA test on his kid and all of this stuff. So now that I guess she's letting him see the baby and he's being in the kid's life, he's saying, this is all I care about. My mornings start like this. I realize the internet is not your friend and nobody gives a F about your family but you. Protect your home from the outside world, because people can't wait to see a king fall. No, baby, you couldn't wait to see a queen fall, in my personal opinion. Okay, that was on you, boo-boo. You did that because ain't nobody tell you to come to social media trying to drag your baby mama. That's some shit you chose to do. Are you okay? I didn't like that. What else did he say? So I absolutely have to. He says, apologize to my son's mom with the same energy I crashed out with. Not only did she give me the best gift, my little man, my heart, but regardless of whatever we go through, she did a lot of solid SHI for years. She's been solid, and I definitely wasn't perfect. So as a man, I have to be real about what I did. It was emotional. It wasn't thought out, and it was petty. I appreciate him for admitting that portion. He says, my son's mother and my business, whether good or bad, shouldn't be leaving the house. We not going nowhere. We have a forever thing. It's called a bloodline. So let me take responsibility for that petty SHI and apologize to Angel Brinks. And you see, he didn't at her, which makes me think that she got his ass blocked. Okay, he says, I really don't care where you came from, where you been. SHI, he says, every legend has a story, but I admire where you're at. As a woman, you are trumping men. Great mother, great businesswoman, great person. I never needed you, and you wasn't there. He says, I may not agree with all your decisions, but I ain't about to be throwing rocks when I live in a glass house. So as you know, Angel Brinks, he says, I love you to death. You ain't deserve that. Regardless of anything, you ain't deserve that. He says, in peas, I could give a F whether NIGGA think it's weak or not. I'm a man and I ain't dodging accountability. My family, my life, my legacy. I'm going to correct my mistakes. And I can appreciate him trying to correct his mistakes. Okay. And I just want to make sure that it's clear, it's authentic, and you ain't trying to correct no mistakes because you don't want her to put you on that big CS and have you making the monthly payments. Hello? And now you're trying to clear up the matter because you just not trying to apologize after all these damn months. Okay. Because I feel like you went off on her probably in like August or something like that. I feel like it probably was July or August when you went off on this lady. And then now you're trying to come over here months later with an apology. But anyway, I think it was this one. Thank you, Jersey Girl, for the super chat. But he depends on Monique for a job. Yeah, we saw that one. Thank you, Gwen, for the super chat. His album gonna have numbers like the Thieving Scott sister in the negatives. I cannot. You talking about Brian McKnight. Thank you for the super chat. Dean, thank you for the super chat. Him and Latasha gonna sell the same amount. Thank you for the super chat. That's gonna be interesting to see, honey. Okay. Because Brian has been out here acting a fool. You hear me? A stone cold fool. So I'm getting into the old music, not the new. Period. What else we got going on? All right. Let's get into Tyrese, and we'll get into, I think, Erica Mena and then DJ Envy. Let's see what Tyrese got going on. So it seems like his ex-wife and the mother of his daughter, one of his daughters, has come out and she's talking more about their relationship. She's been quiet for a very long time, but she's finally coming out. She's talking about the relationship and she's explaining why she ended up filing for that divorce from Tyrese. And we're gonna listen to what she had to say. But understand Tyrese finna come back, clap back, and I guess pretty much call cap on it. So let's check it out.
Tell I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions because I would never tell. I work with women, and I'm one. I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course, I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my,
No, it's
attorney.
attorney.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. And I'm one, I'm very much emotionally led.
About what though? What happened?
The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I tried my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. And when you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist that was speaking to both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And, I didn't even realize, I don't think I even realized how ugly it would get, and like I said,
I'm sure
if I could walk back in time, sometimes I battle with myself about that. But at that time, I thought I was doing the right thing or the best thing. I didn't know how ugly it could get. And I know a lot of women, we make that decision and we're so hurt and angry. And then 5-6 months later, you're not that angry anymore. Like, oh, this kind of like still care about him. I kind of still have these feelings for him now. And
are you now in the spirit of potentially even being able to rekindle a relationship, rekindle that relationship? Is your spirit in that place, or could it ever go back to that place?
It's loaded because of the fact that there's been so much that's happened, like there's been so much that's occurred. Okay. my daughter's
Okay,
father.
she still loves this man.
So
y'all. She still loves this man.
I would say this. I would say that if we were both going to show up and we were both going to fight for it equally and sacrifice equally, like, things that I needed and, things that, he needed. I wasn't perfect. Come on.
Yeah.
Your girl ain't perfect. So I would say that if we were both willing to fight and we were both willing to do certain things, then yes.
Are you now in the spirit?
Child, wait. This is and I want to know what the hell happened that you were so upset about that you had to get on the phone with the divorce attorney. I also want to know, how many times have you felt this way? Because maybe you really didn't make the wrong decision. Maybe it's been plenty of times you thought about divorcing his ass, and this was like the first time you really came to that moment to like go through with it and apply that pressure. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it has to suck to make a decision based on what everybody else wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? Girl, that is something. I don't know, girl. But we going to get into what Tyrese had to say. And it's like, even if you probably weren't ready and you did what other people may have wanted you to do, maybe it was for the best, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you said you was mad as hell. You was infuriated. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, maybe... But we need to know what you was mad about so we could fully assess this properly. That's just what I'm thinking, y'all. But let's get into what Tyrese had to say.
If you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your 1-year-old child, your innocent 1-year-old child, we both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother. That's a life that we both lived. And you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless.
Tyrese, what's heartless is this filter you don't put on your damn face. But we're going to let you carry on because this is your moment.
None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mom. If you had people in your ear.
Who was in the ear?
In your ear was your mama.
Oh.
Her name is Patricia Randolph.
Now, why you done put this lady business out like this? Now, see, Tyrese, if it wasn't any piece of a comeback for y'all, you done solidified that it ain't no coming back because you done put this girl mama name out there. And now you about to have the people go over there looking up this lady name like that. Girl, don't get back with him. Because he going to make it. Let me tell you something. Tyrese is a man you can't get back with. Because he going to remind you every time of how you sat up there and you put a jacket on a 1-year-old, took a COVID mask and put it over the cameras as he was on his way home trying to fight for his marriage. So it ain't no point in going back. Whatever emotions that you felt was rushing back, let it go. Okay? Bottle it up and put it in the ocean because this right here ain't going to go well. Because no, he didn't.
You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had.
And how you going to tell her what was in her ear? You don't know who she always talking to when you wasn't around because maybe she couldn't talk to them when you was around. So I'm trying to find out what the hell was really going on.
Had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us. You had a whole lot of people in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you.
Wait, so first you say she ain't had nobody in her ear, right? When nobody in your ear is your mama, we all know. But then now when the people are speaking, saying that she sound crazy, now you want to say she had people in her ear? Now that you saying that people was actually advocating for y'all to stay together, well, which one is it? Was the people in the ear or was the people not in the ear?
You want to leave your husband. Let's go even further. When Aventer Gray and Pastor John Gray were having their own marital issues at the time, you arranged a therapy session with Aventer Gray at our house. And when she walked out of her therapy session, she walked into the foyer where the bumblebee is, and there was 50 boxes with like 7 or 8 people there packing up all the shit to leave the house. In your ear was your
Girl, it's the fact that he probably telling the truth. Cause who the hell point out specifics like the bumblebee? Like when you telling a story, you know you want to be descriptive to make sure people understand what you're saying. What a bumblebee is, like, I don't know, girl. He probably clocking a little bit of tea. I ain't saying he right, but he might not be lying completely, honey.
shit to leave the house. And I was in an airplane on my way home to try and fight and save our marriage. So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear, because you're still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old. You make $160,000 a year on your own. This is all a game. You're clout chasing.
Oh,
You're something that I don't even know. A simple woman, not into materialistic things, don't care about fame and mansions and popularity. You're everything that you told me and all of your friends and loved ones that you wasn't. If you wanted to be famous, boo-boo, that's all you had to say.
no, he didn't say boo boo.
You didn't have to play this game that you wasn't. Now you out here playing on single mothers.
Y'all, if he don't sound like Jody talking to Yvette right now, if it's not giving Jody and Yvette, I don't know what to say.
And their emotions. Playing on shit to leave the house. Playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and fucked up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was. You think I would have a song entitled I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me if I didn't really feel that way? You think I would have a song out called Love Transaction if I didn't realize that it was never love, it was just a transaction? This shit is about money.
Ooh.
You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back.
Ooh.
You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly, and I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox. Playing on women.
So he was trying to make her suffer just a little bit. Well, I don't know. I feel like if you wanted them problems to go away, let me not say that because it's not right. Because he would, I was gonna say, well, you should have played the game. If you wanted them $1 million of debt or whatever to go away, you probably should have played the game just a little bit. But that ain't right, because then you would have been dogging both of these ladies out because you would have been a 2-time son of a gun. Girl, this is messy, honey. Let's keep going.
Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sick these fucking lawyers off of me? Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more.
Ooh.
Everything about the way you left me.
Girl, I don't know what to say about this here, girl, but this right here was some messy and when I tell y'all this man came to try and chew this lady up, that's exactly what it is that he did. I want to know, what else is she trying to get out of you? I thought the judge had already awarded you to take care of everything pretty much. She finna get a hefty check from you. That's kind of your fault, but I am wondering why y'all still in court though. I mean, even though they had a prenup, I guess she contested the prenup probably. You know, so now he got to pay all this money. Like, I don't know. But then he say that was his queen at some point. So get that lady what's due, I guess. It's the mother of your child and stuff like that. Maybe you should have played the game or something. I don't know what to say about this right here, not Tyrese saying it. Somebody says, I'm with Tyrese on this one because he literally publicly pleading for her to come back. Pride was gone, ego was gone, and you just realized years later we could have worked it out. Girl, bye. Oh, did he? I don't remember. Oh, was that when he was crying and saying, what more do you want from me? When he wanted his family back? Somebody says, y'all can say what y'all want, but that interview she didn't do nothing but prove Tyrese to be right. It sounded like to me she knew she didn't have a real reason to leave, but because no one talked her into the possibility of staying and fighting for her marriage, she went with her first thought. So why did she leave? Was it the money? Because it sounds like she doesn't know why. Well, I'm trying to figure out what the hell was said for her to even get on the phone with the attorney in the first place. And it seems like she did have people, according to Tyrese, in her corner telling her that it wasn't a reason for her to leave, and the issues that they were having were issues that could be worked out. So that's what I would like to know. But although I feel like he contradicted himself, because one minute he said everybody wasn't in your ear but your mama, and then he turned around and said other people was in your ear trying to tell you, to keep the relationship. So it's like, was they in her ear or was they not in her ear? Somebody says, she irritates me real good. You signed a prenup, sis. You left, sis. No cheating, no abuse. Leave that man and his money alone. You thought you'd be good. You realized you messed up. Chalk it up, sis. You lost. Did she? Because I thought she was getting a good check. Good check. Somebody says she doesn't deserve a bunch of money. They had a prenuptial agreement. She left. Now she realized the grass ain't greener on the other side, baby. Ooh, girl, they is chewing you up in the comments, Miss Samantha. Someone says, I believe him. Y'all owe Tyrese an apology. That girl is going to feel it. She may get the money, but the dating pool is horrible, and nobody of real stature going to take her serious anyway. That's why she regret her decision now. Baby, these people chewing her up in the comments. Chewing her completely up. Somebody said he is fed the F up. I am so glad he bossed up and defended himself. We always see the tears and all that, but standing 10 down and demanding the respect you deserve. Someone says, so let me understand. She signed a prenup and then divorced him for money. Realized the prenup was actually prenupping, wanted him back, and now bringing him to court for $20,000 a month. Whew. And this is the last one I'm going to read. Someone says, and he's right. The Tyrese slander false narrative stops here. His only mistake was choosing a gold digger for a wife twice when he could have been with anyone. Shawty's trifling. Now she regrets divorcing him and would even consider working things out. Meanwhile, trying to bank $20,000 a month and alimony with a prenup already in place. Trifling. Let that man say his piece. Okay, this better be the last of it, because she can't come back with anything after saying she regrets divorcing him. I know TGT's next album is already a classic. I did hear that they're supposed to be coming back together. Y'all know who else I heard is supposed to be coming back together? B2K. Well, they coming back together without Omarion, child. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me see. It might have been on the neighborhood talk. Let me see if it's on there. And they talking about B2K supposed to be coming back. And girl, I'm over here like, are y'all coming back without Omarion? Let me see something real quick. I might have to go to J Boog's page. Is it on here? I gotta find it just so I can show it to y'all. Because Fizz was all in the video like, we bad. B-I-T-C-H. He thought he was stopping something. That man ain't stopping nothing because we back in this thing. Yin yang in this thing. Yin yang in this thing. Where is it? Yin yang in this thing. I think it happened over the weekend though. Oh, there you go.
Rare sighting. Oh, what's up, y'all? The boys is back. We ain't never left. The boys is back. We ain't never left. Yeah, man. Hey, rare.
Y'all, after watching Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, I can't stand Fizz. And I'm over here looking at the screen like, you about the least talented one. Out of all of them, and you over here the loudest one in the damn video. Okay, so I'm just like, I guess. But there was a picture, it's not here, but it was on Boog's page where there was a photo of them standing with this other guy that I guess supposed to be taking Omarion's place. Let me see, what is Boog's name on here? Is it Boogie something? Is this it? Is it Boogie P? That's it. That's what it is. So this is the guy that's supposed to be, I don't even know if they tagged him. No, they haven't tagged him yet. But this is the guy that's supposed to be, I guess, standing in Omarion's place. That would be my assumption. So I hope he can sing and dance, child. But I guess they finna Drew Hill us the fuck to death. Cause then Drew Hill go and get some new people as well. Who else went and got some new people and added them to the group? I can't remember, but we'll see. Either way, child. Good luck. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let me see if I could go back to where we were. All right. So, real quick, let's talk about DJ Envy, and then we'll get into what Erica Mena had to say about their relationship. All right. So, DJ Envy, y'all know he has this looming case, all right, with lawsuits and things regarding a Ponzi scheme involving one of his partners who goes by the name of Caesar Pina. Caesar, first of all, it's been a lot of conversation about it. I believe Tony the Closer has kept his foot on their neck when it came down to this scheming real estate situation. There's been audio surfacing where Joe Budden, when DJ Envy went to Joe Budden trying to get him to buy into it, and Joe Budden told him it was a Ponzi scheme. And you're going to get yourself arrested or whatever. Okay. And here we are, fast forward to where the hell we are today. Okay. It looks like Caesar possibly was the scammer in all of this. DJ Envy is continuing to say that he was just a victim of crimes just like everybody else. And I feel a way about it because I think Envy is going to get off. I don't really see Envy doing any time. He might have to pay some money, but I just see Envy getting off easy in my personal. His attorney is doing what he needs to do at this time, trying to paint Envy as a victim. But the problem is, it's a lot of video where Envy was directly inserting himself in the scheme that Caesar set up. Now, it's possible that Envy didn't know exactly what Caesar was doing, but I feel like people might be incriminating him in some of the legal paperwork and stuff, but I feel like you were kind of aware. You could tell us that you weren't aware of this stuff, but I feel like you were aware. I really do. Like, we've been seeing video, audio, all kind of stuff, and you taking credit. Hell, you even was caught on audio saying that you made Caesar, just like you made a lot of these other people. So if you made Caesar who the hell he is, all because you had access to the Breakfast Club, then I feel like you incriminating yourself, which is going to be difficult for your attorney to try to sit up there and say that you're a victim when we have all of this other evidence showing that you likely were not. But even with all of that evidence showing that you likely were not, I feel like him cooperating with the police will allow him to flip more stuff onto Caesar, to where Caesar will be taking that full accountability and Envy's going to get off easy, ultimately, is what I'm thinking. Envy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to. That's what Envy got going on. Now, his attorney, like I said, is continuing to try and paint his ass as being a victim. This woman, Megan Cuniff, she gets on my nerves sometimes. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, but anyway. She says, I just got off the phone with DJ Envy's a lawyer. And D'Angelo is the lawyer's name or whatever. He says Envy is one of Caesar's Ponzi scheme victims. The attorney is quoted saying, obviously, Envy is going to be assisting and cooperating fully. Hello? We already knew that, to get not only his money back, but the money of the other victims, right? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? How are you going to, like, of course, Envy needed to cut some type of deal in order to avoid jail time, but how are you going to make sure they get their money back? The only way that I can think that you're going to help these people get their money back is if you are having to pay your portion of whatever restitution is owed to the victims. That's what is given to me. And to keep me out of jail, I'll cooperate and give you all of the details that you know. And when I hear cooperate and assisting, for me, that means that you was a part of the scheme. That's what I truly like. I'm thinking about like drug dealers and stuff, right? If you over here assisting and telling T to save your own ass, that means that you were involved in what the hell they had going on, so you know where the bodies are buried. Does that make sense? So for me, it's like, Envy, you full of shit. And, you know, in my opinion, I feel like you full of shit, and I feel like you could have been in on it, like, for real. So they're saying that the attorney says Envy invested $500K with Pina, but didn't get any money back. I thought Envy invested more money into Pina. So if he invested more money, because we also heard Envy say, oh, some of the deals I invested, I got my money back. Some of the deals I invested, I didn't get my money back. Oh, okay, you did. Yeah. How much did you ultimately invest in him? Why you talking about the $500K that you didn't get back? Something ain't right. He paid out substantial sums similar to some of the other investors who thought they were getting their money back. I just feel like, I mean, I don't know all the details, but I feel like his attorney isn't giving us enough for us to believe that Envy was not involved. It's very well possible for two things to exist where you were a victim because you ain't get your money back, but you also was involved as well. Because you sat up there, put these people on Breakfast Club, reached out. You got Joe Budden saying on a live recording that you reached out to him trying to get him involved in said shit. And he told you it was a Ponzi scheme. Then you went and did a whole nother interview and confirmed that what Joe said was true, that it was a Ponzi scheme. So, yeah, I feel like as much as I want to say you going down, I don't think he's actually going down. He might end up not being on the Breakfast Club much longer, because we did see that they looking to hire somebody. Now, granted, they have been looking to hire someone in Angela Yee's place. And I have to say, a lot of people recommended Jess Hilarious. I was like, nah, I don't want to see Jess up there. I lied. Okay, sometimes we say stuff and we got to see it and experience it for ourselves, and it definitely would change your tune. I actually enjoyed Just Hilarious for the most part. Out of the guests that they have brought on the show, just hire her ass in Angela's spot. But I believe because she often tours and does other things, maybe it doesn't fit with her schedule. Maybe she don't even want to be hired up there. Maybe she just wants to be up there a few days out the month and be able to do whatever else she do. So I don't know why they haven't locked in a particular person, but that position is open. And then now this new one makes us believe that y'all trying to hire somebody in place of Envy, because it was alleged that they had a raid up there, right? They I believe it could have came from Tony the Closer. Don't quote me. I don't know who it came from. But they were saying that iHeart Radio got raided and the feds took out computers or whatever the case was. But then DJ Envy's attorney came back and debunked it and said that's not true. None of that happened. So I don't know which one is which. But at the end of the day, what we can confirm is that your client is cooperating. And when I hear assisting and cooperating, it means that he's privy to said situation, said crime, and trying to play himself out as a victim in an effort to get lower time. You know, what else did I want to say about this situation? But I feel like, yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, I think they're probably gonna be having to get rid of Envy, because if they're incriminating iHeart and y'all allowed y'all platform to be utilized to promote and to get your gotcha victims, girl, I don't know, girl. He gonna have to get up. He gonna have to get up off the pot, honey. He might have to get up off the pot. We shall see. Ain't no damn telling what's gonna happen with DJ Envy. But I know I don't talk about it, but I watch so many different videos on it. And I just be tuned the hell in. And I like to listen to Pocket Watching with JT and just seeing, like, you know, his perspective. I've checked out a few of Tony Closure's. I was watching the interview Tony Closure did with one of the victims' dad, because the guy ended up investing, I think, like 300 and some thousand into this company, and he ended up passing away a few months ago. And Tony did an interview with him, and yeah, the dad just talked about, you know, different stuff when it came to Caesar, and how Caesar had been out here just playing everybody. Supposed to give people checks and stuff. Checks are bouncing, or meet me over here, and never showing up, just giving people to run around. And that's why I'm like, Envy, you're full of shit, baby. That's just where we are with you. You are full of shit. Because if you want me to believe that you didn't know anything about this, I can't take it. Because some of these people you brought into this. You got these people to invest into this. And because you are likely a direct link or connect or whatever, you want us to believe that nobody, absolutely no one was reaching out to you saying, hey, yo, I'm trying to get in touch with Caesar. Like, that's the common thing to do when you see two partners up there. If it's me and Bondi and you can't get in touch with me, you probably gonna hit up Bondi like, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with such and such. You see what I'm like? That's just, duh. So I can't, like, it's giving full of shit. And what grinds my gears the most is I just feel like nothing's gonna happen to him. Not to envy, I feel. But we'll wait. The verdict is out. We'll have to see. I feel like I could just see him paying like a large fine or whatever, like having to owe a lot of money, but that's it. But outside of that, let's go ahead and get into Erica Mena, because she had a sit-down interview with Carlos King where she opened up about that relationship that she had with DJ Envy. Y'all know that he cheated on his wife years ago with Erica Mena, and she found out about it. And this is Erica's, to me, first time ever really telling this story about what happened. So we're going to listen to it. I skipped an hour or so into the interview just so I could hear this portion, because that's all that I cared about. I feel like this interview, let me say this interview was created to change the image of Erica Mena after the racial comment that she made towards Spice on Love and Hip Hop. And I'm really not interested. I'm really not. And I understand why Carlos sat down with her. He might know her personally, but then also he knows that it's controversial, and that's what's going to bring people over to his platform to interview people that others may not care to interview at this time. And that's just the trick of the trade, I suppose. So that's what he chose to do. So I'm not really interested in everything she had to say and the soft tones and all of that shit. And for me, I've seen Erica in these different positions that she tries to show with the interview over the years since she's been on Love and Hip Hop. Remember how she got with Shad Moss and she tried to act like, or Bow Wow to some people, she tried to act like she was better than, and she kind of tried to change her tune a little bit or whatever. Then next thing you know, we end up seeing the Erica Mena for who the fuck she is. Like, this has always been who she is. This is always going to be who she'll continue to be. So either you gonna love her for who the hell she is, or you just not gonna like her for who the hell she is. And I'm in the middle, because I still love them. I'm in the middle, but I'm gonna hear what the hell she got to say about Envy though.
And also think, and I think prior to what Chrissy was saying on Love and Hip Hop, obviously, I feel like your first scandal was people said you were a mistress in DJ Envy's marriage.
Yeah, because that came out right when I got on Love and Hip Hop. And we had just broken up because the wife found out, which I was totally oblivious to. I knew about the kids. Mind you, I have a kid, but I have a baby daddy. And it's more common where we come from to have kids, but you're not married. You just got a baby mama or a baby daddy. So I knew about the kids, and it was always told to me as his kid's mother. Never wife. And I didn't get that realization until I got the phone call.
From the wife?
From the wife.
She called you.
Mm-hmm. I bet they didn't say that on the radio.
DJ Envy's wife called you and said what?
Hi, this is Gia Casey. Is this Erica Mena? I said, yes. She was like, are you and Rashawn? And I'm like, Rashawn? I'm like, who's this? His wife. And I remember this day because I was in New York City with a friend of mine. It was her birthday, and Envy was DJing that night. So we were actually getting ready at a hotel for my friend's birthday to meet up with him, who's DJing in the city, to enjoy her birthday. That was like such. So coming out, okay, and then I just left King's father. This was my first relationship from that. And right away, he showered me with money, gifts, trips.
Envy did?
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
Through a mutual friend at a strip club called Jersey Girls. Yeah, he was a DJ every night. I was hosting that night. That's how we met.
And he approached you?
Well, a mutual friend.
Okay.
I saw him in the DJ booth. I was like, damn, he's cute. And I told the girl that we're mutual friends with. And she's like, oh, that's my brother. Come here. And not even she told me he was married.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, girl, she like, that's my brother XYZ, and you know he up there married to another woman that you probably been around, and you gonna introduce this girl to her husband. Woo, BITs don't be your friend, girl.
Did she know he was married?
I mean, MV never walked around with rings or anything like that. You know what's the real key? I've actually partied with the whole Breakfast Club right before they got the actual Breakfast Club. It was like the lead up. Partied with all of them.
Charlamagne and
Angelique. Oh, girl, Angelique done had a few shots with the weirdo.
Not the weirdo.
She called you a weirdo?
No, I'm calling her one.
Oh, you're hanging out with him. Some of the Breakfast Club
Yeah, so
people.
no. Let's go back. So I call him.
Are y'all listening to how she sounds, like her tone, how she talks? I feel like this is the real Erica versus the Erica that we see on Loving Hip Hop. I don't know. I feel like she might change. She might do code switching a little bit when she get around the black folks. How some black folks may get when they get around white folks. They, be code switches. I don't know.
I literally, when she said his wife, I hung the call MV, and he's panicking. Please, don't say nothing. I have to save half of everything. She's gonna try to take away everything from me. Please, 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 please. I have to try to, just don't say anything. Don't pick up no calls, da-da-da-da. So I'm over here. I've never been in this situation. Here's this man that's been doting over me, showering me. I'm starting to fall for him. I spent a lot of time with him. Like, this man done flew me and all my friends out to Miami. We were living our best lives up and down New York City, holding hands. Like, we were very public. Like, yeah, very public.
Be it not all down New York while this man married to another woman. That's disrespectful
is
to
he
say.
at the time, like...
He wrong for that.
He was just a DJ at that time. He didn't have Breakfast Club. He was just landing the syndicated iHeart deal.
So you knew about that. So y'all would have conversations.
I mean...
You thought this whole time he was your man.
I mean, yeah. He would be at home doing DJing for the radio, and I would be on the phone watching him and in his house. You hear the kids upstairs. So I didn't think anything of it until that point.
So how did it end?
It ended... Okay, so I called him, and he was insisting that I didn't say anything. And that night, I was thrown off. We didn't even meet up with him. A couple of days later, I'm getting blown up. MV's on air, dogging you out.
What did he say about you?
Something to the effect of like how he cheated with someone that was beneath him. That whole stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
If that ain't Martell Holt trying to refer to somebody as a peasant, do you hear what I say? But still over there trying to dip into the peasant's bed. I can't. And I wouldn't be surprised if Envy did dip back into Erica's bed after he sat up there and played her out like that. And she allowed it. But if it didn't happen, it's because Erica probably didn't allow it to happen, unlike Miss A be allowing Martell to just come back and keep coming back and keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? Child.
Yeah. So when that happened, I was like, okay, so this is what he's doing. He's trying to say half of everything. I get it. But why run me through the mud when you knew I didn't know?
So in order to save his marriage, he had to diminish the relationship he had with you.
I wouldn't even think the diminish, because at that point, it was like, I was too scared to call him, and he wasn't calling me after that particular night that I got the phone. And he's like, please don't say nothing, don't pick up. She never called me back after that. Couple of days passed, this fool is on radio trying to save half of everything. And at one point, I was just like, okay, I'm never going to speak to him again regardless. I don't care if he doesn't call me. So I was okay with us not being in communication, because I was like, married? Like, I got what I got. I could walk away, lesson learned, and that was my first real lesson. Like, oh, these men really be out here living double lives. Like, they have kids, but the kid's mother is their wife. That was the reality of like, oh, growing up, we don't really see marriages and stuff like that growing up. So it wasn't, I didn't think like, oh, the kid, is he married? He has kids? I'm just thinking, oh, he has a baby mama, because that was kind of my situation. Ignorant thinking, but I didn't know any better at that time. Definitely didn't. This is my first industry relationship, technically.
Is it? I
real
thought
deal.
your baby
First
daddy was
industry.
your first.
Raul too, but I mean like real
Yeah,
proper.
but this is different.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
different. And he was able to shower me with gifts and stuff, which is, I never had that. So it was like a different embracement. I was loving it, and who wouldn't, But then to get smacked with that reality, I was like, oh, okay, then. So when I didn't hear from him, I actually didn't even care either, until the radio stuff happened. And that's when it was just like, wait, and then that's what set the tone for this narrative that I knew, and I went along with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's especially on his point, because it's like,
What
you know,
narrative
you
did
having
go
daughters
along with?
yourself, you know, to dog me out the way you did just to save face. I mean, you could at least given me a decent heads up if you're going to go that low. But I mean, you listen to it, you can tell every word he used to kind of bring me down was his building block in desperation to try to fix his broken home.
Of course.
And I don't want to talk about it too much because it's safe to say they're still together. God bless them. And they have
talk
beautiful
about
kids
it
that are
enough.
old enough.
Yes.
But I do feel like I am owed to clarify on my behalf this narrative that he was able to paint because he had that outlet he had.
What was
He
the
said
narrative?
they moved on. I know, Gia.
I just feel like it's important.
The thing, this is your time to tell your story, and I think what you said is right. I know them too. They're great people. They stay together, and they told their story. And
They even wrote a book about it.
yeah, and this is your story, and,
Yeah.
it's not.
And I
It's
don't
fine.
want to, you know, especially knowing that they have old enough kids, and just out of the respect for the fact that they made it through whatever they went through, you know. And obviously it was a dark time, you know, for him and her when I was unknowingly in this up scenario, you know. But I just want that narrative to please just kind of be cleared on my behalf because it's like it's not okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, when things happened with my marriage, it's like, oh, good for you, karma, because of what you did to that wife. And it's like, it might be karma, but not from that.
And being stuck with the narrative.
Yes,
Yeah.
because, you know, it's unfortunate that the way that they did me on the radio is what set the tone. And Mona needed that Breakfast Club plug.
When it comes to karma, that still could be her karma. You know what I'm saying? I know she may feel like, yeah, that could be karma, but not from that. Nah, I feel like that still could be from that. I understand that you may not have known what was happening, but I don't think that's how karma works. You know what I'm saying? Whether you know or not, you know, I think you still participated, right? And she spins the block. So, yeah, I think that still could be your karma, whether you want to connect it to that or not connect it to that. It's just what it is. You participated in being involved in somebody else's marriage. Although you say you did not know. Now you in your own marriage. And now you're going through your own shit. I mean, that's just what I think. I think karma exists. And I think that it'll spin the block whether your ass know what you did or you don't. But that's just me.
So she wasn't going to allow me to tell my story in the sense of what was going on in real time on Love and Hip Hop. I've never been given that opportunity. They needed that Breakfast Club relationship so they could promote if they ever need to send somebody over there. Politics is everything. Because you know how many times I said, wait, this man literally is on radio saying X, Y, and Z. Like,
I believe
need
that.
to talk about this. You know, but it was never allowed. I was never allowed to.
I believe the hell out of that, though. I do believe that. Now, Erica, girl, I'm going to be with you on that. They definitely about needed our heart or whatever was going on over there to promote what they had going on that show. Therefore, you could not come to the front and tell your true story, which is one of the bigger stories about you, especially when you first came on the scene. The franchise was very new at that time. So they couldn't jeopardize that. You know what I'm saying? When they're trying to grow the platform, let's wait on that. That's not something that we're going to talk about because we got this new relationship that we're building. So whatever you have going on, it's not that important. We'll get it figured out. Whatever. So yeah, I believe she's telling the truth about that one.
Because of relationships. You know.
So a lot of people think Safari tricked you because we did.
Okay, I don't care nothing about her and Safari. He may have tricked her. He probably was a horrible ass partner. And whether Safari knows he was a horrible partner or not, his karma gonna come and fire his ass up too. It's just really giving that simple. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That's just pretty much it. Miss Erica said that she didn't know that Envy was married. I'm not gonna say that she did know, because I don't know. You know, I don't even know if people was really using Google like that back then, the way that they using it now today, you know? So, and then he, like she said, he wasn't a celebrity at that time. He was just a regular DJ. So what would she have really found on him if nobody really knew him like that? Because she was messing with him well before the Breakfast Club. So I think she probably telling the truth about that. Like she didn't know. She only knew what he told her. And then I think that she said she used to FaceTime with Envy on the phone while the wife was like, or at least I don't know where the wife was, but he would be playing in his house, you know, doing his DJ music in the house. The kids would be upstairs playing and stuff. And she literally would be sitting FaceTiming him on the phone while he's doing his thing. And it's like the audacity of this man to sit up here knowing he got his kids at this house, knowing he's probably with his wife or whatever, and you over here FaceTiming a whole nother bitch. And Gia be sent over here being so loyal to him to write this book and everything. But Envy had already showed you his toxic and possessive ways when y'all first started dating in the very beginning. Didn't she talk about that and how he tried to approach a guy or whatever the case was when it came to her? Like, girl, that's why I do not feel sorry for shit going on with Envy right now. Okay? And this is Envy's karma too. I don't know what he done did. Only he damn knows. And that's why his ass dealing with what he dealing with now. Hello? But either way, baby, good luck. That is all that I got. I ain't got no more. Because I need to go get me some food or something. Girl, I didn't even know I was on this thing for a whole 2 hours or whatever. But that's really all that I have at this time. You guys can continue the conversation down below in the comment section. Make sure you're liking up the video, subscribing to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, honey. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.